Tyler says, "What's up, Chris? Hope y'all aren't popsicles up north. It's chilly down here in Georgia. Yeah, it's pretty cold in New York. It's been really cold in New York relative to how it usually is, but I'm dealing with it. One funny thing though is that my car is still completely fenced in by walls of snow here on the streets of New York, and I'm not able to use my car yet. I'm waiting for the snow to melt, so that's where I am. All right. Looks like we're starting here. Allosaurus Shepherd to start the game for Ryan.
Play a volcanic island. And
All right, they're sorting out plays here. I'm going to end the prediction poll. 54% of the pledged channel points were for Ryan. Tyler leading the way on that. Tyler Goblin Grandee. And then Revenge of the Seth predicted Grixis Delver, so we'll see who's right in the end. That was a tough prediction poll, by the way. Elves versus Grixis Delver.
How afraid am I of Mr. Days?
Well, you have an Allosaurus you should play, right?
I'm going to play Misty Rainforest. And I'm going to play an Elf Sentinel.
that resolves.
I'll attack you for 1.
I'll bolt the Allosaurus Shepherd.
Okay. Before the end of your turn, before the end of my turn, I'm gonna fetch.
Okay.
And I'll get a snow-covered forest. Go ahead.
Still gets a snow-covered forest.
I'll play Young Pyromancer and pass.
Yeah, exactly. Does he know they unbanned non-snow basics today? I guess Ryan didn't figure that out yet. Ryan though is using foil, snow, Kaldheim basics, which I recommended everyone on this channel play back when Astrolabe was legal. So props to Ryan. He just wanted to try out his Kaldheim snow basics that he just got in the mail. What's up, Cosmic Coil? How's it going?
And in Elvish Visionary. Trigger?
Trigger resolves. Elvish Visionary is still on the stack.
Okay.
So, Jesse thinking about a response to Elvish Visionary here. How high priority
that
is
resolves.
countering?
Draw a card.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good.
Would it ever make sense to force a will of Elvish Visionary in that position? Not sure. I usually wait to force either natural order or glimpse.
Play Delver.
Yep.
I'll play a Ponder trigger.
Yep.
I'll keep all on top and draw. And I'll pass.
I will untap.
Yep.
Upkeep. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Cards in hand?
4.
4 cards in hand. If you just joined us, welcome. We have
I will
a standoff so far. You're in game 1 of round 1.
play Caracas.
Sure.
I'll tap for 2 and play Collector Oof.
That resolves.
I will play a. That was dumb.
Yeah, I don't think Realm Walker is making the cut in Legacy Elves so far. I think Legacy Elves just has way better engines, um, and payoffs really. But Modern Elves is using Realm Walker, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you've been playing a lot of Modern, because I haven't been playing a lot of Modern recently. Realm Walker getting used there. Fetching in response to Delver Trigger. What's up, Gothmog?
All right,
How's
trigger,
it going?
card. The days.
D's on top.
Good to know.
Draw days. I'll swing in with the Delver.
I take 3.
All right, 15.
Everybody who just joined us, welcome. Let me know in chat what decks you think gain the most from the recent bannings. We know some decks lost cards, but which decks gained the most win percentage points or gained the most tiers, however you want to look at it. Who's winning here for Legacy or any format, if you have thoughts about any format? Side Norna is excited. What's up, Side Norna? Lands. Yeah, lands probably did get boosted quite a bit. Death and Taxes, big wins, says
Untap?
Gothmog.
Yep.
Upkeep.
Yep.
Draw.
Yep.
What about decks like Dead Guy L and Infect and Legacy Jund? Are decks like that worth testing now? Jace the Mind Sculptor is winning.
I will.
Chalice decks. Yeah, Chalice is back in Legacy, I think. We're going to see a lot more Chalices.
Tap for a green.
Okay.
2 green.
2 green.
I'll return value to my hand to untap Dreadhorde.
Yep.
I'll play Gaia's Cradle.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green and 1. Oh, Green Sun Zenith for 8.
Okay, with that on the stack,
I'm just letting
Yep.
Ryan go off here. So
I
everybody can hear.
will. I'll Brazen Borrower your Allosaurus Shepherd.
Okay.
Brazen Borrower is like
So you've spent 8, 9.
Yeah, I have. Yes, no, I spent 9. I have no mana floating.
But you have an untapped Dryad Arbor.
I have an untapped Dreadhorde. Yep.
Okay.
Fetching Craterhoof basically on the stack.
Oh,
here.
trigger off of the Brazen Borrower.
Yep.
This is on adventure. Then I'll force pitching days. Go to 16. I have another trigger.
Which
so
force? Will.
Force on the Green Sun Zenith.
Yeah, I meant which force were you casting? Force of Will was the
Force of Will. Yeah, Force of Will.
Yeah.
So let me just say I have 3 of these.
Sure.
The Brazen Borrower is on an adventure, right?
Yeah, it's on an
Okay,
exile or yeah, here. So better.
All right.
Great. And okay, that's
All right, so he
I passed priority
counters
back.
the Green Sun Zenith.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Allosaurus Shepherd,
Okay.
and I'll pass to you.
Okay.
You have 4 now, or
I
3?
have 3. 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so how did the bands make me feel? It makes me feel, I was saying earlier, like I'm excited for you know, the figuring out of Legacy that's going to happen now over the next couple of months, years really. Um, People will be trying all different kinds of decks, all different arrangements of all kinds of decks, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Legacy comes together over the next couple of months. However, however, I do feel sad whenever cards that are in my bin of cards that I'm playing with on a regular basis have to be moved to my trade binder or my bin of cards that I never use. That feels sad. Bans feel sad, but I'm excited for the future of Magic right now. I think these bans are a good thing. Modern bans are dope, says Gothmog. I agree. Modern was in a bad spot as of last week with Tibalt and Uro, and I think we're going to see some improvements. So I did a Twitter poll earlier today. It's over now, but are you happy with the ban restricted announcement in general was the question. And 80% voted yes. And I was surprised, like, I think it was 15%. There was 5% that said, I don't know. 15% said no. If you're not happy about the ban restricted announcement today, for whatever reason, please let me know why in chat. I'm curious why. And I'm not going to, like, shame anybody for having a different opinion than me. I just really want to know what the reasoning is behind not wanting these bans, or thinking something else should be banned. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know. Yeah, no, you're totally right, Side Norna. More cards are moving from my unplayable bin back to my playable bin, and that is a good thing, and that's why I'm excited. But it's like, when we first started the stream, Lone Star said in chat, "A moment of silence for our dearly departed pushed cards." The moment of silence part, I guess, is what's sad. What else should have been banned in your mind, Side Norna? I feel sad for Revenge of the Seth, for example, who says their two legacy decks are Snow and Jeskai Mentor with Dreadhorde, I'm assuming. And now both of them are just not decks anymore. Banned all islands.
1, 2, 3, 4. I already played my land. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
I'm going to use 6 of it to cast Archon of Valor's Reach.
Arcum.
Yep.
I will name instant.
Okay.
And then I will 5. I can't do anything else then. I'm going to pass turn.
Okay.
Delver can still attack.
You have no cards?
Oh,
No
no, I'm
cards.
sorry. Arcon is flying, right? Arcon is flying.
Well,
Yeah, that's flying. Never mind.
I'll cast another Young Pyromancer.
Okay.
I wish the pathways were
And
playable in Legacy. I really like the pathways
I
a
will
lot.
pass.
Just
Untap.
because I like them.
Yep.
Keep. Draw. Enter combat.
Yep.
I will.
Side Norna thinks Uro should have been banned as well.
I'll attack you for 5 in the air.
Does anybody agree with
Got 11.
Side Norna? Will Uro still be a problem in
I'll
Legacy?
play a land, second main phase, and pass the turn to you.
Okay. I'll draw. Play a Flooded Strand. And unfortunately just passed.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw.
Yep.
Ledgeview, thanks for the sub. 9 months. Appreciate you, Ledgeview. You're one of our first subscribers. Everybody say hello to Ledgeview. Typical Chaz says, I think Uro is fine for Legacy without Oko and Astrolabe alongside it. Comical Flop says, I think Uro is fine when you steal it with Mind Harness. What's Mind Harness? I forgot. Let's look that up. Oh, that cumulative upkeep card. That's right. I forgot about that one. Tyler Goblin Grandee says, Chris, for Snoko, what is a good substitute for Oko and Astrolabe Voids? So I think for, well, a lot of this still needs to be tried out and figured out, but I think snow piles or control decks, control piles in Legacy will just have to cut a color, go back to 3 colors, and not be 4 or 5 color piles. And as far as replacing Oko, so to speak, I mean, some people are going to try Hull Breacher, you know, as far as 3 drops, right? Hull Breachers, Opposition Agent, maybe. You can also think about Teferi Time Raveler. Narset might get tried again. Jace the Mind Sculptor will likely take up slots in control decks again. The decks that were running Oko before did not have Jace the Mind Sculptor a lot of the time, or Teferi or Narset, just running Oko. Depending on the colors of the deck too, like let's say you end up with a Sultai or Grixis control deck, people may, depending on how the meta shakes out, because control decks are trying to control what they expect to be up against. Liliana of the Veil, no, Liliana. I always mix up the names. The one that gives -2/-1 to target creature. Liliana, not Liliana of the Veil, the other one.
And
Last Hope.
pass.
Last Hope. Thank you.
I'm gonna fetch.
But yeah, cards
Okay.
like that could see slots again in blue black X
that's
control
fine.
decks in Legacy.
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
Sorry, I'm
gonna
having
get the
trouble
other
keeping up with life
Dreadhorde.
totals here.
Okay.
Big sigh from Jesse.
That turn I fetched, the top card was Wasteland. And I was like,
Oh,
no. It's like, why did I look?
Yes, Log T. Tomorrow we're playing Vintage with Justin Gennari. I am actually level 1. Will be joining us as a guest host. I'm looking forward to Vintage tomorrow. Don't miss it, everybody. Be here tomorrow for Vintage. It's going to be a lot of fun. Luris is going to be legal on tomorrow's stream. And we have some cool players playing tomorrow as well. What other cards in Legacy for control piles? Oh, I think we're going to see Culligan's Command get tried out again. Culligan's Command was off to the side for a while. Oh, here's Natural Order on the stack.
He does it. What are you stacking?
Dreadhorde.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. What if I don't know if the combat map will work in my favor. So I'm gonna bolt Allosaur Shepherd. 2 triggers.
Okay. In response, I'm going to pump my team.
Okay.
What's up, Perfy? How's it going?
Do you have mana left floating?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No.
Okay, then I'll daze your natural order.
Sure.
2 more triggers. Wait. Oh, you pumped your team. Okay. Yep. Yep, that's game.
Okay.
I forgot you pumped, then you.
All right. Game 1 goes to Elves. Game 1 goes to Elves. There's the bracket for... Nope, that's not the bracket for today. That was bracket from last week. Ignore that. Rack people for running too many snow cards. You know, if you kill 1 or 2 lands and an Ice Vanquaddle, great. But you know, people having Astrolabes, multiple snow basics, whatever, and just getting blown out by that, and having it be a real threat was Possibility. Perfy says I'm happy overall. Yeah, I'm happy overall. Yeah, I have a rule, and this is just my personal rule. I refuse to allow myself to get upset about Magic cards. And honestly, it's a good rule. Because, like, I never get upset about Magic cards. I just don't. My blood pressure never really goes up about Magic cards. So, I try to think positive about Magic.
Yep.
Draw.
Mhm.
I'm gonna crack Wooden Foothills for a forest, snow-covered forest, and play Heritage Druid.
Okay. That results.
Go ahead.
Draw. Um,
I gotta update. Uh, Is there any opinion that Astrolabe was nice to allow for decks to run less duels, makes it more affordable for new Legacy players? Yeah, Scott Pete, I think that's actually a good question. I feel like Astrolabe. Now, I've done no research on this. I've done no math, and already I know people are going to disagree with me, but I feel like I've been using less of my dual lands over the last couple of years by running Astrolabe in my decks, and if that brings down the cost for other people to play Legacy, great. I think Legacy, though, just has, in general, many problems that need to be solved as far as the price of getting into the format. Yeah, I don't know. But if it's true that Astrolabe made Legacy cheaper, then I'm sorry to see it go. I don't actually know that that's true, though. Do you think Icefang Coatl is still a playable card, or now with Astrolabe banned is just unplayable? Says Javik. I'm not sure. I feel like Baleful Strix will get seen a lot more now, but Icefang having Flash is pretty good, and maybe in decks that are now snow control, kind of a new breed of snow control decks, we'll see Snow Basics, we'll see Icefang Coatls. And we'll see other snow permanents that we hadn't seen yet. Maybe some cards from Kaldheim. Maybe some cards from Magic's distant past. Maybe like 2 or 3 color control decks with a lot more basics and Icefang could be considered. Not sure. Icefang having Flash, it was what made it pretty attractive to control players when it first dropped. Mystic Sanctuary in Modern hurts though, says Perfy. Yeah, the Mystic Sanctuary Cryptic Command loop was in a lot of my decks when I was playing Modern on a regular basis, and that is just brutal. I understand Mystic Sanctuary getting banned. It made for some unfun play. Typical Chaz says, I love the Modern bands, love the Pioneer bands, great bands all around. Yeah, I'm hoping Pioneer ascends right now and really like thrives. I want to start doing some Pioneer streams. I've reached out to a bunch of other streamers and just people in general about joining us for some Pioneer. And I think Pioneer, while we're still dealing with the pandemic and everything, Pioneer is a little slow. But when the world comes back to playing Magic, tabletop Magic in a big way, I think Pioneer will be a big part of Magic and will be exciting and fun. I'm really looking forward to playing some Pioneer. This is the point. Scott Pete says this is coming from someone who actually just started buying in. Oh okay. Yeah. And I've raised questions to chat and to our YouTube subscribers and Twitter and everything about removing the reserve list cards from Legacy in order to make it a lot easier for people like Scott Pete to buy into Legacy. So far, people aren't into it. Over time, that conversation will become more and more relevant. Or if we should make another format that does not have the reserve list. Sub-Zero wins. Thanks for the follow. The older Magic players are ready to go. Yeah. I mean, let's find out what's going on in this game. Hold on. Liliana can take out.
Let's see. Start by wastelanding your Dried Arbor.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, start by letting players use proxies rather than removing the reserve list from the format. Like, if I'm digging for a reason why we shouldn't do that, the best thing I came up with was we want these to be sanctioned so that, number one, toxic, cheater, terrible people can't participate. And we can add Wizards prize support. We can have Legacy events be attached to a point system that allows people to qualify for players' tours and all that. All the obvious things. But it's also like just something about a proxy tournament just doesn't have the same like spirit. And I'm not even saying for me. I don't even care when people use proxies. People use proxies on the stream all the time. But if you show up to a tournament and people are just like, they Sharpied over an island like, Black Lotus or whatever, it just, I don't know. I think that turns a lot of people off. I think that makes the events have lower turnout. This is based on no data whatsoever. I'm just sharing my thoughts on it. I don't know if proxies is just a solution for everything. It could be a solution for some things, but I don't know.
I'm going to cast Gurmag Angler.
Yep.
Exiling 6. Then I'm going to pass to you.
Okay. Untap.
Oh yeah, I totally get it. Typical Chaz says, why does every format need to be financially accessible? Though I can't afford paper Vintage and it doesn't bother me at all. Completely agree with you. I don't play Vintage and it doesn't bother me either. However, I think it would be great if more and more people kept joining into Legacy and Legacy became, FNM format and Days, Ponder, all these cards got played by everybody. I think it would be great. I also worry that, and I've talked about this on stream before. I also worry. Oh, Scott Pete, thanks for the sub, and thank you for saying we're the best Legacy content online. I appreciate that. Very, very much appreciate that. Thank you, Scott Pete. And a 3-month sub, perfect. Thank you. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Ledger says, I just play Standard, but who doesn't love watching Legacy? Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get in there by you.
Okay.
Oh, I worry that when the pandemic ends and we go back to being able to have tabletop Legacy tournaments, if your local tournament used to have, and I'm just making up a number, 20 people pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, I worry that number will be quite a bit lower. A lot of people are selling their collections. A lot of people are relocating. A lot of people, people are going through really difficult financial situations and life situations and everything. I don't know how many people are still going to be playing Legacy when this is all over. Times are hard, and hanging on to Magic cards worth thousands and thousands of dollars just to be able to play, you know, Magic tournaments once a week at your local shop just doesn't make sense for a lot of people right now. When you have rent and you have to, you know, move and the cost with that, and I don't know. I have these worries, and yeah, I feel for people. Perfy wants a good deal on Power 9. I do have some contacts on that. If you want to DM me, I could get you in touch with some people if you're being serious.
My last trick, I'm going to exile.
Wait, you have floating. You have green floating.
Yeah. Tap these 3 for 3, and then play to him.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
I guess I just feel like if people want to play Legacy, the Legacy community can decide as a whole to keep the reserve list and price people out. You're just pricing people out. That it's not that you're intending to do that, but having the reserve list in the format prices people out. But removing that from the format allows a bunch of people who want to play to play. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Lots of noise around here.
I'll tick up on the Wirewood symbiote.
Yep.
Wirewood symbiote.
Actually, to respond, I'm going to return the Shepherd in response.
And just to add another layer to that, I'm excited about the possibility of reserve list being removed from Legacy, or a new format like Legacy but without reserve list being created, and we can have Magic Fest again. We can have Grand Prix again, Legacy format. We can have PTQs, tabletop, be Legacy format. We can have, you know, SEG Tour, Legacy format. But if we're pricing too many people out of the format, maybe we can't have those things anymore. Especially post-pandemic. There's another worry I have. I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I don't want it to come across like that at all. I'm just sharing my ideas and my thoughts.
Pass with 4.
Okay. Untap.
Gurmag's hitting hard.
Yep. Upkeep. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
And that flip Delver.
I'll play Shepherd.
Okay.
I'll add 3 green. I'll
Yep.
glimpse.
Yep.
Go to 1 green floating, play symbiote.
Yep.
Draw. Awkward. I will return Visionary to my hand to untap Heritage Druid.
Let's see.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about proxies. Proxies may be a possibility, and maybe Wizards will release, like, remember from the World Championship decks, those gold border like blank cards that release like official proxies for Legacy tournaments so that they can be sanctioned, and you have to choose what card they are the same way you choose what card a double face checklist card is. Something like that, like an official proxy that is tournament legal or something, could be a way to fix. But and I don't think the status of the reserve list will ever change, unfortunately. And I don't know if it would be a good thing if it did. I don't know.
I will go to 2.
Bryant Cook is not here today. Bryant Cook will be here on Wednesday to defend the championship. Do I think duels will ever be reprinted? No, I don't think so.
Yep.
3.
Yep.
A lot of mana.
3 floating,
2.
2 floating.
Right, good.
Yep, you have 2 floating. Yep.
5.
5 floating.
3.
Yep.
Draw 2.
Glimpse turn is happening.
6.
Yep.
4.
Yep.
I'm not really going to talk about the
Um,
legal reasons behind keeping the reserve list because I'm not a lawyer and I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I just don't think that it's going to change. I have no confidence that the status of the reserve list will ever change. It'll just remain exactly as it is right now. I think forever.
8.
That's my guess anyway.
7. Draw. 6. Draw. 9. 8. Draw.
There's a lot of elves on the board.
I will return Snow-Covered Forest to untap Personal Rangers
Sure.
using this guy.
Yep. So you've played a land, used the first symbiote.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've not used the second symbiote.
Yep. Almost everything is summoning sick except for the.
Yeah. Talking about all the legal ramifications of changing the reserve list is just not something I'm knowledgeable enough about from a legal perspective to comment on. Elf
Slow
Storm.
Glimpse inactive. White. Archon.
Magic will be just fine with the reserve list exactly as it is.
No mana. One green floating.
Yeah.
There are 2 dudes in here.
Yeah.
So you know, 3 dudes in here.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people like Scott Pete right now, today, buying dual lands. Imagine if they announced they're reprinting them this year. It'd be like, what? What the hell?
You have 1 mana floating.
1 mana floating. 1 green floating.
And it's not an ETB, it's just like one of those choose things, right?
Yep. As, not when.
Yeah.
Crycoller talking about, I think the only people that love the reserve list are the ones that invest in the reserve list, not the ones who play the damn cards. Yeah, that may be true. I don't know. I mean, I personally just look at the reserve list like it's another rarity. We have common, uncommon, rare, mythic, and we have reserve list. And reserve list can't be reprinted. That's it. I have no further thought about it. I'm not like against the reserve list or for the reserve list. It just is there.
I'm going
and I
to
just
bring
don't even
Sun
think about it.
Zenith
I don't spend a lot of time
for
worrying about it.
1.
Okay.
GameStop stock. Someone explain the GameStop stock whole entire scenario in chat. I'm kidding. I was just letting somebody type a lot.
Yep. Do you have a natural order?
I don't.
Okay.
I boarded them out. I'm going to use
Board it out
another
naturally.
Querying Ranger to return
Okay.
Bayou,
Okay,
to untap whatever, this guy.
sure.
Tap for 3 green. I'll return this guy to my hand to untap someone else.
Oh, sorry to hear that, David.
I'll go to 1 green floating to cast the Visionary.
Okay,
I think a lot of us made bad Magic card decisions at one point. MTG finance decisions, if you will.
Draw 2 cards.
okay.
Elves just going off here, but with no
that
end in
was
sight.
unimpressive.
There's just a stack of
This
elves.
goes to 4 green floating,
This turn has been like 30 minutes.
2 green floating,
Okay,
draw.
yep.
Uh, 5 green floating, 4 green floating.
Do you guys
Draw.
want me to end the Magic stream and just do a just chatting stream where I just explain the short selling in the stock market?
I will
Oh yeah, I'm 1000% Cosmic Coil.
go to 7 green floating.
Okay,
And
Yeah, you know what? This will be the last round, and for the rest of the stream, I'm just going to talk about short selling stocks in the stock market and GameStop. This is beyond MTG Finance. This is just a finance stream now. I'm going to tell everybody what they should do with their bank accounts.
an Allosaurus Shepherd
okay,
and Heritage Druid.
okay.
1 green floating. This goes to 5. And I lost my thing here. And then I will enter combat.
Yeah,
Attack Lily for 7.
okay.
It feels rather anticlimactic. I will go discard.
It was.
Okay.
It goes to discard.
Oh, one more. You're up.
All right. I concede.
Okay.
I was like, if it was Plague Engineer, maybe.
Yeah.
Chat was hoping that Jesse was going to untap and double Blazing Volley. That's that's what chat. That's where chat was at.